Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading today. I hope you're all doing really well as always. Thank you if you're joining me for the first time, and to all of you who are already subscribed and who take the time to like the videos and add a comment. I really appreciate you, because it just helps me feel like I'm reaching people, which is always good to know. So Spirit want me to get on. They always do this when I'm busy chatting at the beginning. They throw out the cards ready. So Libra, we're going to have a look at what's happening around you at the moment and any energies that are coming in and anything Spirit want you to know. They start off today with the healing light. We have loss. Bear with me, just need to get the others. We're with Libra, please. Libra Spirit, please. We have the honouring path. And we have a creative endeavour. Well, that's an interesting mix. We have personal assistance on the bottom of the deck, Libra. Interesting. Spirit want you to know that they're sending you a lot of healing at the moment, Libra. We do have this loss featured here. So for some of you, you may have experienced the loss of some kind recently. Spirit want you to know, first and foremost, that they are with you. They know what's happening and they are sending you healing light to help you get through this difficult time. Now, obviously, this won't resonate with all of you, but do understand, Libra. And he said Leo then, that's interesting. Do you have a Leo around you who's significant? Let me know. But Libra, a loss can mean different things. Obviously, you know, when we hear the word loss, we think about loss of a person, loss of maybe a beloved pet for some of you. But loss can also mean the loss of an opportunity. We see here, excuse me, we see here this person standing, he's tethered to this post and he's watching the ship which he looked like he was ready to go on a voyage on. We see it moving away from him. So for some of you, there may have been a lost opportunity of some kind. That has left you feeling very disappointed. And what interests me about the layout of these particular cards is that Spirit sent the healing right at the beginning. So they're sending you the message, Libra, that even though they acknowledge that you're going to feel very sad, maybe you're going to be very disappointed. I do feel that you're experiencing this already, so I don't think this is going to come as a shock to you. Spirit wanted you to know that they're with you on this journey. You know, they'll help you get through this situation, whatever this loss is. And we'll pull some more cards in a minute to get some clarity on which direction this is going in and which of you this is targeting. Because as I said, general reading, it'll be different for all of you. But you are going to get through it, Libra. Look at you here. This is your energy. You are going to be recognized. You're going to be acknowledged. They've just said the word charity to me. So it may be that, you know, you get commended for starting some form of charitable endeavour or for taking part in something that is a charity project. And you've been inspired to do that because of the loss that you've gone through, you know. It's almost like you decided that, okay, in order to get through this, I need to help others. I need to do something for other people. You know, you are going to get recognized for that. We do see people applauding you here, but it is going to, maybe some of you, they show you, some of you doing an interview of some sort, talking about this particular issue. I don't know what this is. And as I said, it can be any type of loss. Doesn't have to be a person or, as I said, a pet. It can be, you know, the loss of some form of opportunity, you know, loss of a home. It just, I'm not being the voice of doom here. I feel you're going through this already. But this is for some of you that are going through something at the moment. You're going to get through it, and something good's going to come out of that situation, because you're going to be recognized for your skills, your talents, your contribution, and your commitment to something. It's going to open up new opportunities. I think it's going to really inspire that creative side of you, you know, to explore different avenues, to look at new things coming into your life, to look at how you can, there's a thing about self-expression here as well, using creative arts to express yourself in some way. Now, that can be anything. If you're saying to me, I don't do painting, I don't do, you know, pottery or anything of that type, I'm not into it. Some of you, Libra, will be fantastic cooks, and you will be creating lovely things in your kitchen. Some of you may be excellent at needlecraft, you know. It doesn't need to be, you know, what we automatically think of in terms of painting. Music features heavily here as well. You may actually decide along the way to bring in some sort of professional assistance. So this may be you learning some sort of new creative craft. You know, these people are suited and booted, as we say in the UK. You know, they look like they're legal people, or, you know, some sort of office-based, obviously, work. But it doesn't have to be. This is about personal assistance. This is about maybe someone helping you to market your creative endeavors, or helping you to learn more about how to do something creative. You know, you may do an evening course or something of that type that enables you to gain added skills to get better at your creative craft. So that's very interesting. You're going to be okay, Libra, whatever this is. And I do think for some of you, it will just, I can't say just be, because obviously, you know, people experience things differently and feel things differently. But for some of you, you know, this will be a disappointment of some sort rather than a major loss. For others of you, it could be a loss, but I feel you know about it already. I don't see any surprises coming your way, Libra. They want to use this tarot deck today. This is very, they always guide me as to which deck to use. Because this is going to be different for all of you, Libra, and I will just say that. And I've just had a feather float past my window, which is really interesting, because that's always a sign from someone in spirit that is close by. So, you know, lovely to see that while we're reading that, especially when we're talking about a lost situation. But what I will say is, because this is a general reading, if any of you would like a personal reading, you can either click the QR code in the corner of if you're watching on a big screen, a PC or whatever, or the link is in the description box down below. So yeah, you just click on the Buy Me a Coffee link, and then the shop tab when you get in there, and it will show you all the readings that are available at the moment. They are all recorded, so you'll have them for reference. So yeah, that's that bit done. Let's get on with your reading. Four of Wands. Yeah, that Spirit are sending you this healing light to help you feel more grounded, more stable. It's interesting, you know, they direct me to different decks because they really connect with the cards above. Sorry, I was distracted. And this person, it's like a spirit entity sending energy to this person here. And as we know, Spirit are sending you healing here. But with it being the Four of Wands, this is very much about foundation. It's about you being able to be grounded, to be able to deal with this disappointment or this loss in the best possible way, Libra. They've sent me two cards. Five of Pentacles. Gosh, you've been giving yourself a bit of a hard time here, Libra. They've given me 3 cards together. We see that you have felt a bit disassociated, maybe. This disappointment, whatever it is, or this loss has hit you hard. And this is you feeling like, you know, you're sort of on the outside looking in a bit, which is why they're sending you so much healing and so much love from Spirit. They see you stressing. They see you feeling, you know, really quite upset about this situation. But Spirit are saying you have choices here, Libra. You can either sit in the upset, or you can open up to Spirit and let the healing commence. Because the Nine of Swords talks about you keeping yourself in a distressed state, keeping yourself depressed. And I know, especially if you're going through a major disappointment or some form of grief, it's, you know, it's not just easy to switch your emotions on and off. But Spirit are saying be mindful that it's not healthy for you to sit in that energy for a long time. That is why they're sending you so much healing at the moment. But things are turning around, as we see. We have you having this recognition, and we have you putting in I was going to say putting in the work that needs doing, but these are not pentacles. Why are you saying work to me, Spirit? This is about you leaving this energy behind. So yeah, this is about, that's why we had the work putting in, because this is about you putting in the work to heal yourself, you know, allowing yourself the time, allowing yourself to accept the healing that Spirit are sending. That is the work they want you to do. But here we have you may have been very happy before. You may have felt your life was complete. You had all your cups in a row. But this is you moving on to pastures new and starting something else. You're looking forward in your life, Libra. And this is what will bring in this new project for you, something that you can really focus on, that will help you move forward from whatever this situation was for you. And it's going to be very successful, as we see. I love that Nine of Cups. Isn't that lovely? But, you know, look how joyful these cups are. This is about wish fulfillment. You're going to feel great. I know it may not feel like it now for some of you, Libra, but you are going to feel great when you sink your teeth, where did that come from, into a new endeavour. As I say, there is something about charity here, charity work. You're going to get the recognition for doing something for others, and it's going to make you feel very fulfilled. The Nine of Cups is about your wish fulfillment and, you know, your success after putting in the effort along the way. Tell us about this creative endeavour. Gosh, the cards are jumpy all of a sudden. Spirit, what's this going on about? Really? Time to rebuild. Time to rebuild, Libra. They're giving you all you need to rebuild something beautiful. You know, something that you will find rewarding, fulfilling. The Tower card sometimes sort of freaks people out when they see it, because they think their world is collapsing. There may have been times where you felt you may be going through that now, where you feel your world has collapsed, but there is healing here that is a lot more positive for you, and you're going to be feeling so different in the months to come. The Tower is, I love to see the Tower, because yes, okay, it means that maybe you've had some difficult things to deal with, but what it means is you are rebuilding something a lot more positive. And we see the Queen of Swords here. You know, you will come to terms with things. If this was a huge disappointment or a huge loss for you, Libra, you will come to terms with things, because the Queen of Swords is very, she's very good at making decisions. She's very good at, she can be a bit, sometimes can feel a bit cold, feel a bit removed from a situation, but that's understandable if you've been through these emotions. But she's very good at planning the way forward in her head, you know, deciding and seeing things very clearly as to what needs to be done to make herself feel still in control of things and feel happy about things. What about this personal assistance? What are they going to bring, Spirit? It could be that you bring in somebody who's in Queen of Swords energy, actually. I do feel this is your energy, but for some of you, you may be bringing in some form of personal assistant that frees up your time to be creative. You know, somebody may be helping you with the business side of things, for example, if you're doing a creative project, rather than you having to do all of it. But I do think you're going to see things very clearly. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. The personal assistant will help you juggle what it is you're dealing with. So it may be that, you know, you come out of this situation, you're feeling much better, your charity work has, or whatever it is that you're working on that brings you this recognition, will inspire you to get into something more creative. But it maybe takes off, you know, it's maybe very successful. Maybe people want the things that you're making, but you don't want to have to manage the selling side of things and the making side of things. So you bring in somebody to prevent you having to juggle those two sides of the project. This is an example, obviously. And it brings in, look how level those pentacles are. It brings in a sense of balance. So yes, this is somebody who is coming in to help you. Is there anything else for Libra, please? I feel there's one more card. Please bring me the next card. Two of Cups, yeah. Loving energy, partnership energy. I think this is going to be a good partnership for you, whoever this person is, who is, you know, bringing assistance your way. And it is professional assistance. Now, this could even just be somebody you've met through the project you were doing who has skills that they can offer. They don't need to be someone like a, you know, a solicitor or somebody from a profession. It could be that they just have the skills that would take time for you to learn, and therefore they free up your time by helping you. But it is going to be a good match. It's a good decision you've made there, Libra. Right, I am going to pull some Moonology, and they want to use these ones. Let's tie this reading up. We have, don't let pride get in your way. Interesting, we had that in the Leo reading too. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to, don't push yourself. If you're going through a difficult time, allow yourself the time to accept the healing that Spirit are sending you, Libra. You know, don't feel you've got to push yourself because you've got an image to maintain or anything of that type. Don't let that pride get in your way. You need healing time, but also when it comes to this aspect, at the tail end of your reading, don't be afraid to ask for somebody to do the bits that just would be too time consuming for you to do. That may not resonate with you yet because I do feel you're in this energy, but it will come. The answers you need are coming. Yes. I think they're going to unfold in a way that surprises you. I think this will be a big surprise to you when you get that recognition. Yeah, it says a fiery climax approaches. And I just think that is not about arguments or anything like that. In this particular reading, this fiery climax is about you suddenly finding something that you can focus on, feel passionate about, and push forward, bringing in a whole new slant on life and a new, just a new path, really. Is there a fourth one for Libra, please? Yeah, meditate and contemplate. This is what I was saying about taking that time to allow the healing to happen. Whatever that was for you. It may have been that you set your heart on a particular job or a particular move of some sort or anything like that, and it didn't happen. It's left you feeling very down. Spirit are healing that energy and encouraging you to move forward, because you have this lovely piece of experience. I was going to say piece of work, it won't be the same for all of you, but this lovely experience ahead of you that's going to lead you to a much calmer, but also, they just said the word progressive. It's a much more progressive energy than standing still in pain, or in sorrow is probably a better word. My voice is going croaky for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I know it was perhaps a tricky reading for some of you, especially if you are going through a loss, but know that you are going to get through it. Spirit are very much with you, and they are sending their love and they are sending their healing light. And that is going to help you to get through this and help you to find, you know, this beautiful path forward, Libra. I hope that helped you. And do let me know if you would like a personal reading, as I said, and we can look at your situation. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye for now.